So, hi, welcome back to another video. I am so sorry for the 2 week wait. I was planning on making a video sooner, like I've always been doing, and life just gets in the way. So, it's starting to lash. That's fun. We had lovely weather and now it's back to rain. So, yeah, I decided today's video won't be animal related, especially hamster related, because I made too many videos back to back and I just noticed that. So I'm really sorry, especially to those who don't really care about that. That's not really their thing they're into. My channel is kind of a mix of things, so I definitely need to do a different type of thing other than animals. So yeah, I thought today's video as well would be short and sweet if I can manage that, which I don't know if I can. So trying to think. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about kind of just updates, different things I'm kind of going through. I'm working away still at the place I've been in this whole time, which is a pet shop. And I love it. Everyone is coming to me now for small animal advice. It's kind of my specialty, and it's my area. Um, we are definitely refusing sales of our animals if the care isn't up to scratch. That includes if their enclosure is not big enough, which is amazing to see that we are now jumping on that wagon. It's about time. A lot of our cages that we still have in our shop have not moved. We're not selling them because I refuse to recommend them and I refuse to sell them. So maybe over time, once that's not budging, maybe they will eventually reconsider the stuff they're selling, but I don't know. A girl can dream is all I can say. So yeah, I'm going well in there at the minute. I have met new people in my life, new friends and all, which is amazing. We went to the beach over the weekend because it was nice weather and it was really nice. Drove down there, which involved the motorway, or other places know it as the highway, whatever we want to call it. And I was fine with that. I'm quite comfortable driving, to be fair. Um, and yeah, just got out a bit more than I normally would, which was lovely. Um, so I feel like I never really had a big social part of my life. I'm not really a social butterfly. Um, but that is a little bit of it is coming back, which is nice. Um, Definitely have the headspace to meet new people. That does involve being in a place of work that I enjoy, which helps. I'm now driving, obviously. And just cutting down on the animal care I had. Um, Obviously, yeah, I had a big number of animals I'd look after. I was at a staggering number of 8 animals that I personally owned, and it got too much. But along with that, the two main species of animals that I've decided I probably will never own again, or if I do, it might be like a foster based thing in the future for like a rescue to help them out, and that is guinea pigs and rabbits. They are a lot of work and it doesn't suit me. I'm just not the right fit for them. Um, Obviously, I still have my cat Belle and I have Bear, my hamster, and he's grand. He is totally grand. He's so much easier to look after. It suits me. It suits my care. It suits days that I'm just drained out during the day. He's asleep because he's nocturnal, so it suits me really, really well. Days that I'm burnt out going into the guinea pigs, I used to dread because I knew it'd be a mess. And I knew I wanted their enclosure to be nice and tidy, like always. I was a perfectionist with it, but I would stress and worry about stuff I might need to get in the coming weeks, like more hay or more food, or like they always had health issues. And I was always on edge on the money aspect of it, the finance aspect of it too, constantly over worrying and thinking, oh my God, or just the toys, do I have enough enrichment for them? It was just a constant worry. With Bear, like he's out during the night. I spend a little time with him. I mean, I do go to bed fairly early. Well, not fairly early, but I don't get to see him obviously all night because I'm asleep. But he still has the same whimsy toy or treat I gave to him. He still has the same one. He's taking a good chunk on it. It's one of the alligator ones, so they're fairly big. But honestly, I throw in the odd new spray to him or whatever, and he's fine. He's happy out. So it's just a lot easier. Going on to a different topic that's sadly still on the animal aspect, which I said in the start of the video that I wouldn't go near. But just to say on something light, I'm not going to obviously show anything. I'm just going to say what has happened, but I'm not going to show it. I can make another video in the future on that, more in depth. But in regards to work, we had some fancy mice for sale, which was quite new for us. I believe the shop has sold them before, but the length I've been there, we've never had them. And the length I've gone shopping in there, never seen them. So obviously we're well aware that any sketchy people might be using them for live feed, so we're very, very cautious of that. I brought home one at the start of having them in the shop because it was very poorly. It sadly passed away an hour of me having it home. She was a gorgeous white little mouse. They were all girls. And I guess could have brought her back into work, but she would have just gone in the bin, just been dumped out that way. So I made the decision to bury her under the tree where my past pets have passed away. Sorry, I'm always yawning when I'm on videos. I think just over talking, I just yawn. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so yeah, she's buried out there, and we then were down to 4 mice in work. And over a weekend that I don't work weekends, so over the weekend when I came back, I noticed that 3 of the 4 mice were actually bought. One of my colleagues told me that they had a lovely setup. They were going to be spoiled, but they made a decision to buy the 3, leaving 1 on its own, which I wasn't very fond of that. So we were down to 1 single mouse for a while. And you might have guessed, I made the decision to bring her home. She's a lovely white mouse with a little massive black patch, kind of where her tail and her little butt area is. And I've decided to go with the name Koda, Koda, which means little bear, because I have Big Bear, my hamster. So I have her. She's doing really, really well. I am waiting, I'd say in another day or two, the new enclosure that I ordered will arrive. It is a wired enclosure, but it is 100 centimeter by 50 centimeter. And the pan, I think I can fit about 6-7 inches of bedding. So it's not the worst. I wanted it to be wire so that, because we had a couple of things on clearance in work, and that included things from birds and the small animals, and it was the like hammocks and hanging things that can hang. And I wanted it to be a wire cage so I can hang it off the top. So I have them ready to go. I have a load of few spare bits that Bear doesn't use that I think I'll have enough. So once the new enclosure is set up, she'll be moved in there with all the new bits and bobs. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to have the cage set up, everything ready to go, and then I'm making a travel to a shop that's a little bit far away from me. It is another pet shop, unfortunately. I've checked everywhere, rescues included, and selling sites, and there's no mice for sale or rehoming. The only, I guess, ethical breeder, I guess you can say, is way too far away from me. It's up the country and I don't live near there, so it doesn't work for me. So I've made the decision to go ahead with a pet shop. Would be quite good. They are very actually specialized in exotic animals. They have a very good reputation for reptiles, especially. They sell all different kinds of reptiles, more than we do in our place, and their enclosures for them, just in terms of an actual pet shop, are amazing. So I'm purchasing two of them, two female mice off them. They said they have loads. I am comfortable with just a tree. I've heard pairs don't do too well, so I just want three. Three's enough. I know it's an odd number and it bothers me, but I like the three. I don't want any more. First time owning mice, so I'm happy with three. And my enclosure that I've ordered comfortably fits three. I don't want to push the limits of the enclosure to fit any more. So that'll be a separate video that I will do on the whole scenario on them. But just so you know, yes, I brought home a mouse. I know I said in my previous videos that I rehomed past animals. This is my cutting point. I'm not going anymore. I'm not going for any other animals. Um, but in terms of care and maintenance, I'm not saying like the hamsters and mice are easy. Never gonna say that. They're no beginner pet. I mean, someone has to start somewhere with pets. I understand that. You can, as a beginner, own them as long as you've done your research, a lot of it. As for kids, I'm not going to say any animal is going to be a beginner or going to be a kid pet, because it's just not right to say so. If parents are involved with it, that's fair, because they can obviously opt for paying for vets and all that kind of thing. But if it's solely on a kid's responsibility, sorry, I can't speak, they don't have an income to pay for vet visits and everything else. And more than likely, parents only let them get a certain size cage to begin with, and it's probably too small. So I'm not going to say that. But in terms of my experience owning rabbits and guinea pigs, they're definitely two animals I probably will never own again. They are a lot of work. They're a lot of maintenance. They need to be cleaned out ideally twice a day. I know I am now only part-time work, but as well as that, they go through bedding and they go through hay, they go through all that fairly quickly. So I'm frequently buying more stuff for them. And as well as that, even when I'm only off the 4 days, there's other aspects on my days off that might affect my burnout, affect my energy levels with being autistic. And even my days off where I have the time doesn't always mean I have the energy to be there for me, to be able to look after them. So I noticed that with having them for the length I did, there was days that I was not neglecting them, but I was avoiding certain shortcuts. I was going through certain shortcuts to make it easier for me. Doesn't always mean it's the best for them. So mice are quite similar, like hamsters in a way. They, yes, the difference is they are social, which I actually think is quite nice. They can be nocturnal, but some could be active during the day too, so it's kind of a nice balance. And in terms of messiness, they're fairly similar to like my experience in the past of owning a dwarf hamster. They're nearly similar to them in terms of cleaning. They're really not that bad. Bear, my Syrian hamster, is probably messier, but I will probably change that once I now have three mice. Minna having one, she's not that bad. But yes, I have no intention in the future of ever owning the likes of gerbils or rats, those bigger mammals. As big as I'll get in terms of small animal will be a Syrian hamster. That's as big as I'll get. Everything else will be smaller. So hopefully that makes sense. The care of these guys suits me the best. So I'll do another video on all them, but I didn't want this video to be animal orientated, but I thought and figured I would mention this. So yeah, that's kind of just the update, I guess, on that. There really hasn't been much else. There's other personal things that I'd rather not mention on this video anyway. But let's just say all good things, nothing bad, let's just say. I'm trying to really think now, to be honest. No, I think that's really it, to be honest. My main focus at the minute is getting the few bits for the new mice coming into my life. And just working away at work and things like that. Made kind of a dent money wise on myself. So I'm trying to replenish all that again. back up. So it's kind of going to be no like hauls and all that for a while because I'm wanting to save money and be responsible about it. And I will definitely, I'm planning even the video after this. For next week, I will be doing a video on my collections. After that one will probably be the one about the mice, but this one, the video after this video at least, is going to be about my collections. So I was after recently getting new Sylvanian families, so I will show you my whole setup and my different collectibles. I could show it now, but I don't want this video to be any longer than my previous ones have been. But I have a couple of Sylvanian families. I've ones from Japan. I have limited edition Sylvanian families. I've one, yeah, so I've some Sylvanian families, the boxes are in Japanese. Others say Calico Critter. I think I've one that is a Calico Critter, which is the American or the US/Canada name for Sylvanians. And then the rest then are just ordinary Sylvanians. I am collecting all like limited edition collectible ones. There's one family that isn't exactly in that list that I do want to buy though. It's the high branch giraffes. I had them before. I sold them in the past. I feel so stupid. I love them. I don't know what it is about them. I want them back. Even if it's secondhand. I don't want the box. I don't really care. I just want them back. There is the Flora rabbits, the Lop rabbits. They're really cute, but I guess they're kind of more like of an Easter collectible. I don't know if they're just classified as like the ordinary kind of family. I know I could get them in my regular toy shop, but to me they're kind of like an Easter specialty. So that's why I'm just saying the giraffes ones are kind of the only ones that are like your bog standard family that people can get. But yeah, everything else is collectible wise. That's what my collections are going to be. I sold a lot of my houses and sets because it took up too much room. I have, which I'll show, I got it from eBay, so it wasn't my original, but I have it with the box, Pony and Cart from the 90s. It's lovely. And I have the, what's it called, the pleasure boat? I'm not sure what it's called. It was a white cruise like boat. I had one when I was younger. It was my pride and joy and everything. But I was a bit silly when I was younger and I put it on the windowsill to show it off. And I got sun damage and the whole boat went yellow. So I had to bin it and I had to go on eBay and buy it secondhand. So it's not my original one from when I was a kid, but it still holds a special thing in my heart because it's something I loved as a kid. That was one of my favorites. And actually it actually came with nearly all of its accessories that I don't think mine actually had. And it does come with the box, which mine didn't, because as a kid I just binned everything. I just ripped everything up. So wish I hadn't done that. But yeah, I'll show you some of the new families I got in my next video. I got a family to celebrate the 40-year anniversary, so I'll show you what family that is. And there's another family that I really, really wanted, and it was costly, especially when I found out that the dad isn't in the family. I have to get the dad separate, and it comes with a set, which I don't want. So I don't know if I can get the dad separately somewhere, secondhand. I don't know. You probably already guessed what family I'm on about, but I have the family minus the dad, and it's amazing. It's stunning. Got a couple of Littlest Pet Shops. I am collecting them, but more the mystery boxes. They sadly are not like the old ones I had when I was a kid. They're all newer makes of them, which is fine, but I do prefer the older ones, especially when they have the little magnets on it and stuff. So I can show you some of them. In terms of Bratz doll collections, I haven't added any more to it. It's still at my 4 doll collection. I have all the 4 girls, but they're from different lines. I can go over that as well. And I have a couple of Funko Pops. I haven't added to it since I first got them, so they're kind of still the same. But again, I will show you all that in my next video, but I thought I will just say that's my next plan of videos. And yeah, it's gonna be so exciting, and hopefully maybe in that video, once I've saved up a bit more money before I made that video, I might have already bought another family so I can show it off, especially for the Sylvanians. Sylvanians is kind of what I'm focusing on right now to collect. Littlest Pet Shops, I'm kind of throwing it in here and there of a mystery box. To actually buy a set, I'm not really interested. So that's kind of it, really, I think. I'm going to leave it there. It is getting worse weather-wise. Oh my God. I was just at counselling today and everything, so I'm going to go eat food because I'm hungry. So yeah, I hope you like and subscribe. Comment down below any more video ideas you might have for me. My gosh. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.